Welcome, everybody. This is Justin Cole, Senior Regulatory Compliance Advisor here at Continuity Mitratech. This is our monthly RegFacts briefing for March 2024, covering the federal issuances in the area of U.S. financial institution regulatory compliance. All of these issuances have been covered through our Reg Advisor Pro product, containing our expert analysis in the form of summarized alerts. First and foremost, as many of you, I am sure, are aware, the big news for the month was the extension of the effective dates for several parts of the Community Reinvestment Act rule. On March 22nd, the banking agencies issued a supplemental rule to the 2023 Community Reinvestment Act final rule in order to align the effective date for the public notice, public file, and facility-based assessment area requirements with the other substantive provisions that were scheduled to become effective January 1st, 2026. These provisions were supposed to go into effect on April 1st, 2024, but were delayed to align with the other parts of the rule coming into play on January 1st, 2026. However, a legal event occurred on March 28th with the U.S. District Court in Texas issuing a preliminary injunction against enforcing the new CRA rules. Therefore, the rule as a whole has stayed until there is a final court ruling. Continuity's analysis of this lengthy rule has therefore been discontinued until this legal situation comes to a resolution. Next up, we had several other final rules issued during the month. The FCC issued amendments to the Telephone Consumer Protection Act related to robocalls and robotexts. Some of these matters covered were requiring that callers and texters honor requests, allowing consumers to revoke consent to unwanted robocalls and robotexts within 10 days of receipt, and limiting text senders' responses to a one-time text message confirming a consumer's request that no further text messages be sent. The rule is effective April 4th, 2024. Next, the FTC issued a rule on impersonation of government and businesses prohibiting this. This rule became effective April 1st, 2024. Next, the NCUA is revising its interpretive ruling and policy statement, IRPS 13-1, regarding the Minority Depository Institution Preservation Program, MDI program for credit unions. The revisions are intended to improve the program and reflect changes made in 2018 to the NCUA structure and administration of the program. The rule became effective March 27, 2024. Next, the interagency FIREA appraisal exception rule was issued by the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System, the FDIC, and the NCUA in order to grant a temporary exception to the appraisal requirements. The general requirements specifically for Maui County in the state of Hawaii. These exceptions expire August 10, 2026, and the rule became effective March 12, 2024. Next, OFAC adopted a final rule to update contact information and revise existing terminology in various parts of 31 CFR Chapter 5. It also amended Part 594 in Appendix A to Chapter 5 to update authority citations. The rule became effective March 5th, 2024. Next, we issued several action alerts during the month, first of which was related to an administrative ruling that further clarifies obligations for brokers and dealers in securities when opening new accounts for legal entity customers. This was issued by FinCEN and became effective March 15, 2024, and related to CDD and CIP requirements for designated IRA beneficiaries. The CFPB issued a circular 2024-1 to specifically state that digital comparison shopping tools or lead generators may violate the Consumer Financial Protection Act's prohibition against abusive acts or practices. The circular does not impose any new requirements. FinCEN issued changes to the FATF lists February 23rd, 2024, updating the list of jurisdictions with strategic anti-money laundering, combating the financing of terrorism, and combating weapons of mass destruction proliferation financing deficiencies. It also issued a statement reiterating Russia's continued suspension and addressed potential risks to the international financial system, namely the growing financial connections between Russia and Iran and the Democratic Republic of Korea. All jurisdictions were reminded to be vigilant against such risks. A proposed rule was issued during the month by the FTC to further revise 16 Part 461 to prohibit impersonation of government, businesses, and individuals. Comments for this are due on April 30th, 2024. Next up, we had a slew of info alerts during the month covering a variety of issuances. First were 2 issuances on updates to the FCA exam manual. First was a portion dealing with human capital management. The next was a portion dealing with mission compliance. These were both effective March 5th, 2024. The FDIC issued several financial institution letters on guidance helping victims of severe weather in the state of Rhode Island for one issuance, another dealing with the state of Maine, and another dealing with the state of Alaska. These financial institution letters encourage banks to work constructively with borrowers and also have consideration for regulatory relief from certain filings and publishing requirements, and communicate to banks that they may potentially receive CRA credit for community development loans, investments in services, and support of disaster recovery. Next up, there was an FDIC applications procedure manual update. There were also 2 updates to the RMS manual, one covering section 15.1 and the other covering section 3.3. The FFIEC updated the UBPR in March 2024 to deal with certain aspects of the current expected credit losses updates and the updates to the troubled debt restructuring terminology. The FFIEC also updated and enhanced their geocoding tool and announced that they were updating or released certain aspects of the 2024 census data tool. Next up, NACHA issued minor changes to its operating rules effective June 21st, 2024. These are expected to have little to no impact on ACH participants. The NCUA updated their simplified CECL tool for credit unions with less than $100 million in total assets. And finally, OFAC issued sanctions guidance within an enforcement action. This guidance was for financial institutions with global clientele, especially clients holding omnibus accounts at U.S. institutions. Thank you for your time and for joining us here today for our RegFacts briefing. We look forward to seeing you again next month to deal with the issuances that occurred in April 2024. Thank you for your time again, and have a great day.